Hey, what's up guys? This is Corey here, and this is my video about my EPIK Orientation training week next week. I have EPIK Orientation from April 21st, which is a Sunday, through April 26th, which is Friday. So it's going to be 5 nights and 6 days worth of training stuff by EPIK. Now, I was hired by SMOE, and EPIK is the one that's providing the training. So EPIK is kind of in partnership with SMOE, and they hire all the teachers that are teaching outside of Seoul. And so if you're coming in with EPIK or SMOE, regardless, you will have to do mandatory EPIK orientation training. Okay, now what does that include? Now I will just cover this real briefly. You will have to do an online pre-orientation course of 17 hours before you come to Korea, before you come to the EPIK Orientation Week. And you will have to have the online certificate that shows that you completed those 17 hours printed, and you have to bring it with you to the orientation week. And you have to present that. Otherwise, they won't let you continue on. This is like a mandatory thing, okay? So this is something that I, having watched many videos on YouTube and stuff, I haven't heard anybody talk about this specifically. So I want to put that out there. You will have to do this pre-orientation online training of 17 hours. And it's going to be pretty basic stuff about, developmental behaviors, classroom management, co-teaching techniques, that kind of stuff. Just real basic stuff that you might have learned during your TEFL, program, but in a much more condensed fashion. So that will be 17 hours, and then the EPIK Orientation Week itself is actually an on-site orientation of 30 hours. And so once you complete the 30 hours, they will give you a certificate that will tell you that you've completed the EPIK Orientation Week, and hopefully it has like cool stuff like gold lettering and holograms and glitter and unicorn blood and all that other cool stuff. Because then you want to frame it and be like, yeah, I finished the orientation and it's awesome, and I'm a teacher in Korea, and eat it. So after those two things are done, after this orientation week is finished, you have one more thing to do. This is also mandatory. You have an online in-service training of 15 hours that you have to do. Now, what's nice about this is that you don't have to do it right away. Like, for example, my training is over April 26th. But I have to finish the online in-service training of 15 hours by August 2nd. So I have many months to finish this, but obviously I'm going to probably finish it in like 2 or 3 days immediately, just to get it out of the way, get it done, and not have to think about it ever again. So those things, just keep in mind, if you're coming in with EPIK or SMOE, you will have to do this mandatory orientation week. And you will also have to do those online things that I mentioned, a pre-orientation 17-hour course, and then a post-orientation 15-hour course. Now, EPIK training schedule, just to kind of briefly go over those things, like just so you know what to expect. You will be living in a dormitory near Seoul University. Now, luckily for me, I do live in Seoul, and Seoul University stop is maybe a 10 to 15 minute train ride from here, so I don't have to go very far. The only unfortunate thing is I won't be able to go home at all during this week. I have to stay in that dormitory, and they actually enforce a curfew. From what I'm told, the curfew is midnight. And so, after all day long of doing the orientation stuff, you're going to meet and hang out with a lot of native English teachers who are brand new just like you. And you guys are obviously going to want to have some free time to like mingle and just have some fun, go out to coffee shops, maybe go do some drinking, go eat somewhere, go get some snacks or whatever, do some noraebang, walk around and explore, whatever you guys want to do. There will be a curfew every night of midnight, to my knowledge, midnight. So let's see. So the first day, Sunday afternoon, that's basically just checking into the dorms and then, you know, being assigned to your dorm room. And unfortunately, you probably will have to live with somebody for 5 nights and 6 days. And for me, you know, it's been a long time since I've lived with somebody in that kind of a situation, you know, not since college. And so as much as I don't want to do that, and I enjoy my own privacy here in my office tell, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, and then also that Sunday night, they'll have a big dinner, a welcoming dinner. So hopefully that includes a lot of soju and beer, because, you know, if you have a Korean dinner without soju and beer, it's not a Korean dinner. I'm sorry. And okay, so starting Monday, they do medical checks for all the incoming teachers who haven't done it yet, and who haven't been, you know, assigned their school. They haven't met their co-teachers yet. They haven't moved into their apartments yet or anything like that. So the medical check for new arrivals will happen Monday morning, like early, starting 7:30 in the morning. And then the opening ceremony starts at 10 o'clock. So luckily for me, I get to sleep in. I have my medical check stuff done, and then I can just sleep in and then show up, you know, before 10. But yeah, so Monday they'll be going over Korean history and culture, content-based lessons for multi-level classes, EPIK life and school culture, and then that's followed by survival Korean. Now the daily schedule is starting from around 9 o'clock in the morning until 6 p.m. And, you know, that of course includes a lunch break, and, you know, maybe a 20-minute break between like seminars or workshops or whatever that they're going to be providing. Yeah, so that's Monday. Then Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be the bulk of the week. That's going to be like all your classes and like workshops and that kind of stuff. Now, just to go over some of the titles, just so you have an idea of what to expect. Elementary Education in Korea, Lesson Planning 1, Taekwondo, After School and Vacation Camps, Secondary Education in Korea. And then that is going to be all followed by Survival Korean in the evening around 6 p.m. So you do those type of courses, and then it's followed by a Survival Korean course where, you know, you're just learning like basic Korean language on how to live and survive in daily life out here where nobody speaks English. And that's going to be really helpful to you. So even if you do speak some Korean and you can read Korean and all that, this will still help you, I'm sure. And then Wednesday, Cooperative Learning, Lesson Planning 2, Co-Teaching and Class Management, PowerPoint Use. And then that's going to be followed by a group project, which is actually a lesson demonstration preparation. So I think that you're going to be, you know, grouped up with a small group of people, and then for that day, after you do those different workshops, then you will have to do the group project, lesson demonstration preparation, and you will probably have to prepare a lesson plan and maybe rehearse it or something like that. And then on Thursday morning from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., that will be lesson demonstration and feedback. So this is probably where you're going to be actually presenting your lesson plan like as if you were teaching a class with your group. And, you know, for me, since I have been teaching for 6 weeks here, I do have the benefit of having some experience teaching, you know, maybe not as many weeks as others. But I can bring my lesson plans, I can bring the PowerPoints I've made, I can bring the games I've taught and played and implemented into my lesson plans, and, you know, whatever other materials, worksheets and that kind of stuff, I can just bring it all with me, as well as my school books. And then hopefully that will like really help my group and me get like good feedback and just show that we know what we're doing, we are confident, and we know how to engage students and that kind of stuff. And that's I think what they're looking for. But that is followed by a POE teachers meeting. That's Province of Education, or for me, since I do teach in Seoul, it'll be a Metropolitan Office of Education teachers meeting. So there's only going to be 4 teachers from Seoul, including myself, and then we'll have my SMOE director or lead coordinator there. And then afterwards, that's pretty much it for the week. Then you can pretty much relax. They do have a Nanta performance after that, and then they have like the final dinner, which is going to be like a huge dinner, and I'm sure if there's alcohol involved, a lot of people are going to be drunk. If they don't get drunk there after the dinner, I'm sure they're going to go out and hang out and, you know, explore the Hyewa area. And the Hyewa area is a college area. I've been there before, and there's just like bars and norebang and clubs and restaurants and all kinds of nightlife to do. So that will be a big night. And then the next morning is just a closing ceremony at 9 o'clock, and then that's followed by everybody departs around 10 o'clock and you go back home. So luckily for me, I only have to travel 15 minutes by train and I'm back home. For others, you know, I don't know if you have to take like an 8-hour bus ride or something, or you have to take like a 2-hour airplane flight. I don't know how that works out for you, but that's basically what the EPIK training schedule says there. So anyways, this is just a video that I wanted to put out there for any potential EPIK teachers or SMOE teachers or people who are already actually hired and have contracts and they're coming here very soon. You guys can kind of expect this in the near future because it will happen and you will have to go. Mandatory, okay? All right, so if you guys have any other questions about anything else related to this topic specifically, leave a comment, and I promise you I will reply, okay? All right, thanks a lot for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't. All right, see you soon. Bye.